Jerk-offs, welcome back. Hello, how you doing? It is Daniel Muggleton, the host of the Union Jack-Off. Thank you for coming back and having listened to us this week. If you are a UK-based listener, oh boy, hasn't it been exciting? Finally, summer in the UK. It has struck on Sunday afternoon. I kept it proper English. I got a couple of cans from the supermarket, right? They don't call them tins like they do in Australia. They call them cans. You get the cans and you go sit in a park. I didn't sit in a park. I sat next to the canal between Angel and Shoreditch. Well, it goes further than Shoreditch. I don't know where it ends. I don't know where that canal ends. Probably do they end? I don't know if the canals end. Apparently, there's a canal system that you can like take a boat from like London all the way up to like Manchester and shit, all inland, just down canals. But I just haven't done the research. I'm sorry. If you have done that, I know anyone who has. Please get in touch. Let me know. We always love to hear from you at the Union Jackoff on Twitter. But no, we sat next to the canal, a couple of tins, hanging out with Australian people. Obviously, I'm an Australian person in London. I don't have any English friends. That'd be ridiculous. We were sitting there having a good time. And we're actually by one of the locks. If you're not familiar with the English canal systems, basically they have these locks which are giant wooden gates. And I just thought they were there to kind of dam the water in some way. I didn't realize they were functional. I'm explaining this poorly. Basically, there's like the water and there's the lock, and then the other water is like at a different height. There's like two locks, and then there's a different height of water on one side and a different, like a lower and higher tide. Is it still a tide if it's a canal? Jesus Christ, I should really ask those weird boat people more questions, you know? My favorite boat people, the canal livers, the accountants who live in something that floats. Unbelievable. Anyway, so basically what I learned on Sunday is how the boats get up and down the canal, because there's the different water heights. And I just thought, oh, okay, like eventually it'll just kind of drain a bit lower and then they can go wherever they want. But for now, they're stuck where they are. No, the way the locks work is you bring a boat inside the lock area, you close all the gates again, and there's like this special pump, and that raises or lowers the water level based on which way you want to go. So like if you're on the low water level, you go in the lock, you lock it all in, and the pump brings all the water up, and your boat rises like, I don't know, like a meter and a half in 5 minutes. Like it's quick. And then they open the other side of the lock, and then you just go on that level. And apparently that's like the same system they've been using forever. Like I assume obviously now it's like an electronic pump or like, you know, some kind of more advanced pump. But the actual lock system, that's what they've been using this whole goddamn time since the canals were a way for merchants to get things up and down the UK countryside rather than a way for weird people to still live in London. There you go. A little bit more boat knowledge. I feel like this podcast gets more and more about canal boats pretty much every week. And yet I'm still yet to have someone who lives on there permanently on the podcast. If you know any comedians who live on a canal boat, please send them my way. I want a tour. I want to get the video done. I want to do this shit. I want to take you guys inside the canal boat because there are so many of them here. It's so normalized, and I refuse to accept it as normal practice. I refuse to let people live like that. I think it's wrong, and I think I need to go inside and maybe have my own prejudices exposed, and maybe I'll be convinced otherwise. Maybe I'll be like, hey, this is a good way to live. I tell you, because London rent is not cheap. The chance of getting wet for like 300 quid less a month in rent, I might take it. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this week's guest. Back to the single guest. I hope you guys enjoyed the video podcast last week. I enjoyed doing it. I liked releasing some clips from it, so I definitely think we'll have some more video episodes coming out shortly. But before that, let's dive in to Will Duggan. Will Duggan, a lovely boy, comedian from the UK, from Kettering in the UK. Kettering, of course, made famous by James Acaster, one of the biggest comedians in the UK. So rough work from Will. coming from that place. It's a small town in the East Midlands, so it's a bit east of Birmingham, and it's one of those commuter towns where people live in Kettering but they work in London, which is why you'll know like the London population is like I think about 8 million, something like that. Like the city of London is 8 million, but during the day it's like 12 or something crazy because like people just come from these commuter towns, work in London, and then get the train home. Because like even though it's quite a long way away, the trains are really quick, so you can be home in like an hour and a half, which is less than some people's commute just on the tube or the overground within London, right? So anyway, getting Will on. Very excited to talk to Will. I haven't really spoken to anyone from the Midlands before. I think the Midlands, in my head, that's that kind of part of England where they get a bit weird, you know, like where there's kind of like, you know, talk of incest, where there's like weird rituals, maybe not pagan rituals. I think those are more kind of down near Devon and shit like that, but just kind of like these weird traditions that they've had for years, you know, and like where they just kind of get to be like heaps English, like, you know, get their real like natural gammon on. That's what I think about the Midlands. So I'm excited to talk to Will. He was part of a incredibly successful, a cult hit called Funs and Games at the Edinburgh Fringe. You might recognize him there with Phil Ellis and Jim Meehan and Mick Ferry. So excited to have him on. Good time to chat to Will. We've been in London roughly the same amount of time, him moving down from Manchester, me moving up from Australia. So it's always a pleasure to sit down with him. I think you guys are going to love it. Just before we dive in, if you are a regular jerk off, you like listening to this podcast, please get us on iTunes, give us a nice little 5 stars so we look impressive to other people who are thinking about having a listen to the podcast. All right, you ready? I'm ready. Let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Duggan. Look at that. You can view the beautiful London through the window.
I'm sat at an angle that, whereas I can't actually. I can see I can see a nice picture of some beer, and that's pretty much it.
That's a good Australian beer from Tasmania.
Problem is, well, now if I look and turn it again, you'll lose the mic. You've really fucked me here.
I know. No, don't look again. Just look. Yeah, I had a glance, and that's where we're,
very nice.
That's where we're starting. Thank you. Well, let's get it. Let's tuck into this weird ass juice. Cheers. Before we try it, just to give people the idea, it's called Upbeat. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I wish it was. That'd be cool.
Not yet. It's
sponsored by a juice company. But yeah, Upbeat, and because I live near Shoreditch High Street Station, which is like hipster fucking central, and so companies just give shit away there like every day. And this is a weird purple juice. It's it's all right.
I expected more.
You expected more from the juice?
I tell you, it tastes like Robinson's apple and blackcurrant.
I don't have that as a point of reference, but wait, I got a photo of you with the juice. This way the listeners could know. There we go.
Yeah, it's Robinson's apple and blackcurrant, but it claims to be blueberry and raspberry. It's got 0 sugar though. It's very good.
You can taste that though, can't you? Like I think 0 sugar, you can just taste the sweetener. That's like
100%.
I can definitely be like that is a 0 sugar, 20,000 grams of sweetener deal.
It's got whey protein in it.
Yeah, I didn't know that, right? This is like to get jacked. You ever been drinking a juice and be like, why isn't this contributing to me getting fucking jacked?
All the time. I drink a Sunny Delight, I'm livid.
This sunny day is doing nothing for my mass. My sick mass.
I used to work with a guy years and years ago who, a big fat guy. Which is fine. But he was like...
Is it fine?
Yeah, people live your own life.
Oh, whatever, yeah. Fuck yeah.
But he wanted to get jacked.
Right, so he wanted to go from fat to jacked.
Yeah, he wanted to get big. Yeah. So he started drinking. We worked in an office, very sedentary job.
Yeah.
He would drink 3 protein shakes a day, but he never went to the gym. He just thought that that's like how you got big, and he got huge. And he was stinky because all the protein fats, horrible. He also used to be, his life goal, well, this is not on topic at all.
There is no topic, that's fine.
His life goal was to sell a product to a takeaway. So he used to make burgers and then take them into his local like kebab shop and go, you want to try this, and then buy them from me. And it's at the time, it was like 2008 when Coca-Cola ham, Nigella's Coke ham.
Yes, yeah. I cooked that. I cooked
Delicious,
that now.
right?
Yeah, it's great.
Right, but it just appeared. So he just made burgers, but poured 2 liters of Coke in it, and it was the worst. His name was Alan. I forget his surname.
Did you try them? Did you try the burgers?
Yeah, I did try them.
Because the Coca-Cola ham, if you don't know the Coca-Cola ham, right? Because this is proper English, I think. So you get gammon. Gammon, fun word, fun slur.
Fun word, fun slur, fun food.
Yes, exactly. I rate it. So you get a gammon, and you cook it into a ham. But you cook it in Coca-Cola. Yeah, that's the thing. So you get like a big pot and you fill it with like 4 liters of Coca-Cola. Because I've done this twice now, and it's awesome.
Do you do the onion on the side as well?
Yeah. And then you dress it with like treacle when you're kind of roasting it.
Treacle, mustard powder, cloves, brown sugar.
Mate, you're a bit of a ham man. You got some ham knowledge.
I love the ham. I love the ham.
You have that kind of like. Outside of London warmth of someone who would love a ham.
Thank you so
much.
It's
kind of like, this man actually cares.
It's a sharing food, isn't it? No one roasts a ham for themselves.
Yeah, no, if you do, you're a fucking lunatic.
Or a legend.
A legend, just like a lone ham, just got your ham sack.
It's actually quite lonely, isn't it? The idea of just a chopping board with a ham and a fork, and you've been like, why did she leave me?
Yeah, just like reminds me of that Attell joke where he's like screaming the N-word in an eclipse. Just like, whore, like, just like yelling. Oh, no, that was it, yelling at a house you own. That's it, drunk guy. Whiskey drunk.
Yes.
There we go. I'm there, and I'm here with Will Duggan. Will Duggan, welcome.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me.
It's a goddamn pleasure. I'm trying to figure out what I like about your accent. I very much enjoy it.
It's a messy accent.
It's messy. It isn't located in any particular place?
No, it is. But people think it's located in Bristol, and I'm not from even that part of the world.
Right. Why Bristolian?
I think it's 18 years in Kettering, the Midlands, 12, which means so I would have had a very similar accent to James Acaster as a child. I think he's still got a similar accent to what I used to have, and then 12 years up in Manchester has muddied the waters some.
Oh, so you were 12 years in Manchester?
Yeah, I went to Manchester 18 to 30.
Right, so went to uni and then stayed on.
Yep.
Because Manchester, big uni town.
Yep, 4 unis in Manchester.
Yeah, and like good unis too. Like it's kind of yeah. This is like people like.
I went to the best one.
You went to the best one. Oh boy, what did you study in Manchester?
Archaeology. What a waste of 3 years.
In Australia, I never met a single motherfucker who studied archaeology, but in the UK, I've met professional archaeologists and several people who've studied it.
Do you know why a lot of people do archaeology in the UK?
Is it because there's history here?
Or partly, and you've got a lot. You've got a lot of history in Australia. But
we do have a lot of history in Australia, but the media will not talk about.
A lot of it is wiped out. Yeah. No, it's because you can get into good universities on not such good grades to do archaeology.
Really?
I wanted to do English Lit, but I didn't get 3 A's at A level because I discovered drugs.
So then you did archaeology.
Yep.
Probably the opposite. Is it the opposite of English Lit?
It's a humanity still, isn't it? It's a BA.
I thought it was like a kind of science-y, like Duggan.
Well, thank you for asking. There's 2 schools of archaeology. There's processual and post-processual. Processual, you'll learn at like, this is boring, I'm so sorry. Oxford and Cambridge. If you do archaeology at like Cambridge, you get a BSc because they don't into the science of it.
Right.
If you do archaeology at like Sheffield, Manchester, anywhere else, you get a BA because it's more the art, the inference.
So they're kind of like, look, if you're coming to Oxbridge, you can probably handle numbers. If you're going to Manchester, we're not too sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
We don't want to... We're going to give you a timeline, and you can work with that.
Very long ago, last week, today, tomorrow, the future. Bang.
Well, wait, can you be... Do you know much about English history then? Like, are you quite aware of the history of the Isles?
I am. I also, I do a little job sometimes where I give tours of the British Isles to American high school students.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, just come back. I've been away for a month. I landed back I was in like Dublin, Belfast, Edinburgh, London, Paris. Did that for 2 weeks. Came home, washed my clothes, did it all again. I was away for all of June.
What, just doing these tours?
Yeah.
With American teens?
With American teens. There are some adults there as well. Like, it's not...
No, just you and American teens.
Yeah,
I like that.
No.
Because, if you don't know what Will looks like, you'll see the photos and stuff, but he kind of looks like Moby. So I kind of like the idea
of... Fat Moby.
I like the idea of Moby just leading around all these teenagers. Everyone's like, so you try to do to them what you did to fucking... What was her name?
Natalie Portman.
There we go.
Nearly a great reference there, Dan.
I know.
Nearly a great reference.
I told you, I've had this late night. I'm not as on form. the jerk offs listen to this thing are furious. They're like, Dan's usually right on top of his references.
Sorry, dickheads.
Yeah, no, well, jerk off, it's like the Union jack off, so they're jerk offs.
Oh,
so now you just insulted them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they like being called that. If you don't, please tell me and I'll stop. But so far, so good. So wait, you can do the history. So you are with like teachers, like.
So they come across in their school, something like one adult for every 4 kids, and then you'll do tours of London, and you'll go out to Stonehenge and Shakespeare's birthplace and the Lake District.
Shakespeare's birthplace, but Shakespeare's not real.
What?
Yeah, he was Richard II, or was it Richard III?
Neither. He was son of a glover from Stratford-upon-Avon.
But he was. How could an illiterate man write plays?
He wasn't illiterate. He was quite well educated. He went to a grammar school.
Look, I've heard different.
I don't give a shit what you've heard.
Sorry, I enjoy poking people in the Shakespeare thing. I just like it as a conspiracy.
I mean,
I think it's a fun one.
It's a good one to go for. Shakespeare wasn't real. Not even he didn't write his own plays. Like Robin Hood wasn't real. It was a good conspiracy, but Shakespeare didn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one painting. Come on, could have been anyone.
That's not him. That's not him. The picture you think of isn't him.
Really?
Yeah, it's an amalgamation of like 4 or 5 different. He never sat for an official portrait. Also, there's only like 3 times that Shakespeare have got his own signature.
Yeah,
and he spells Shakespeare differently each time. And not one of those is the same as how you or I would tell Shakespeare.
Get the fuck out of here.
See, I'm a great tour guide. You're learning stuff just...
Dude, this is awesome. I'm so into this. I get all these different people on here to talk about... I could just got you.
Yeah.
You could just
very wise. Very wise.
No, that's awesome. So, like, wait a second. The spellings, like, because in high school, for like a year, I spelled Shakespeare... like Shakespeare, like as in like the orb.
Yep.
Yeah, and no teacher ever corrected me.
You know,
for a year. Was that because was that a Shakespearean flourish?
Maybe they're going, yeah, look at it. Muggleton really gets it. He really gets this.
Wait, so this is a question. This is a question I've had. Because I do a very ill-informed joke about it. Who was here before British people?
How far back do you want to go?
Let's go. Like, well, I know 9,000 years ago. I know the first guy, Cheddar Man, is like a black guy they found outside a bar.
Yeah, but
there weren't white people until what, like 5,000 years ago.
Well, the white people in the UK weren't from here. They are Nordic. England is a bastardization of Angleland. Do you know, like the Anglo-Saxons?
Yes.
The Angles. Angleland became Engleland, became England.
Yes.
Before that, you've got the Picts up in Scotland and what is now Northern Ireland. You've got the Bretons.
What were they like? Were they just like kind of other white people, or like were they...
I don't think white people as a thing was really around because we'd all been part of... We're all from North Africa, aren't we?
Yeah,
like, we're all black.
Yeah.
And then it's all to do with, I forget the word, but like dissolution theory, where there's too many people in the tribe, so they spread out a bit and spread out a bit. And it's to do with skin pigmentation, to do with sun, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the people that went up north got less sun, got less melanin, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But we're actually, because it's quite a temperate climate here.
I mean, that is debatable, but
no,
sure.
But like up and down.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they're not like as blonde as Finnish people.
No, exactly. Yes. And interbreeding between different tribes would have been really excelled, like put forward, because it was all marriages were done through trade. So racism, I don't think, would have been a thing 9,000 years ago.
Right.
They wouldn't care what someone looked like.
It was just tribal.
Just tribal.
So like there was a white guy, black guy, same tribe, who cares? Different tribe.
Pretty much.
That's weird.
Why is this black guy in our white tribe? Oh, because he married this guy. Why did he marry this guy? Because he had money in this tribe, blah, blah, blah.
3 goats.
3 goats and a pot of tin.
Dude, I miss a dowry so much. Like... As a man, I feel entitled to my dowry.
Shaky ground here.
Why shaky ground? I'm getting married. My girlfriend's family hasn't even bought me a goddamn meal.
That's what engagement rings are, you know.
Yeah. What are engagement rings? This is turning into a fucking history podcast. I'm loving it. Yeah.
Engagement rings. you were supposed to stay a virgin until you were married.
Yeah, I mean, we're both doing that.
Yeah, of course you are. You and I were good Christian boys.
Yeah.
And I assume your girlfriend is too. I've just met her.
Yeah, she's a lovely woman, loves God.
But it's like you...
Loves God, then me.
You give her the thing, and it's like a trust thing. I trust you with this purity, basically. And if you ruin it, I get my diamond back. So don't fuck anyone. Mm-hmm. There you go. Thus endeth the lesson.
That's the end of the lesson. That was good. I'm into that. Okay, so there were all these different kind of tribes.
Yeah.
And then the Angles and Saxons conquered them, and they kind of got on.
Yeah.
Did they fight the Romans? When did the Romans come?
That's
the only one I know.
Romans came in 42 AD.
Okay, and then
Agrippa the Third.
And the Anglo-Saxons beat them or lost to
No,
them?
Romans took us over. Romans took us over, went as far as Scotland and most of Wales. Didn't get Wales for ages.
Really?
Roman Emperor Offa. You can go and see Offa's Dyke on the border.
Offa's Dyke?
Yeah.
But, oh, boy.
Roman Emperor Offa.
Sounds like someone off RuPaul.
Or a video you watch in your dark times.
Yeah.
He tried to dig a dike to just push Wales out into the sea. So he was sick of them kicking off.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking you guys have been trying to finish that thing for years.
I like the Welsh.
Oh, go on. Everybody pretends to. They're not here.
Everywhere.
That was funny. Omer Jalili got in trouble for making fun of a Welsh town
Oh,
name.
I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, do you guys seriously have that little on that you could be bothered by this? Like a language joke? Because this is the thing that I realized, right? Because I got my thing where I hate on the Welsh, and it's fun for me. Like, I don't know if they enjoy it, but I enjoy it. So whatever.
Fair enough.
But like, the idea of them being like, oh, they're so hard done by. Like, Australians get made fun of all the time here. Like, we're just like a clown. Like, you know, we're like a dog that can, you know, open a beer. Like, that's kind of how you look at us as a people.
Whoa. I would really respect a dog that could open a beer.
Exactly. You'd like to see it, right?
You're not that good.
Okay, fine. One, a dog that can almost open a beer. A dog that can fetch the paper.
Yeah, a dog that really wants to open a beer, but ends up just getting beer in his face when he bites it.
Fine. But like the Welsh being like, oh, everyone makes fun of us. Like, yeah, like the English make fun of everybody who's not English. It's like, you know, it's just like the insecure like little kid at school that makes fun of all the girls because he's lonely.
England.
Yeah.
That is fair. I was going to go, no. Yeah, do you know what that is?
Yeah.
That is us.
Because you had it real, you know, you were right up there. And then, you know.
We gave it back.
Yeah. Just very generously.
But
like,
not the stuff in the British Museum. That's ours.
That's yours forever. Gandhi, you're making some really good points. Just have it. Just have it. You don't
Take the landmass.
Have it, curry, please. You got to eat, dude. This is coming on too long. But okay, so archaeology. In Manchester. And you're still using it. That's the best.
No, that's the first time I've used it properly in this conversation.
But the tours.
Yeah, but a lot of that's just like, oh, look, this is...
Do you have some tour gear? Do you have some like tour jokes that you're ready to go? You must.
In Ireland, there's one.
Here we go.
There's a guy called Eamon, and I've nicked this off him, but he knows. You go through Phoenix Park, which is a big park. Mm-hmm. And at the bottom, you get to the courts of Dublin. And you go, oh, here are the courts of Dublin. And if you come here in the weekday, you'll see lots of bad people who've done some terrible things. And with them, they'll have the people they're defending.
Hey! Lawyer joke.
Lawyers.
Nice. No, I like it because, because when Tom was on, like Tom Horton, we're at the Tower of London, he was telling me some like the Bayfader jokes. Like,
go on.
You know, just like, there's going to be some new words that you guys are introduced to, like for the Americans, history. It's good gear.
Take it.
I remember it. I'm like, yeah, Bayfader, fucking crush it. Okay.
There's a guy that used to do the tour job, and he gets sick of the questions, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's that?" And he'd go, "Oh, that's Churchill's house." And it'd be a Weatherspoons. It's Churchill's house. Don't worry about it.
I mean, if you say Churchill, I'd probably be like, oh, great.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But this is the thing. Like, I think as a tour guidee, I don't care if it's true.
Do you want the journey?
Yeah, I just want, I want to come out of this tour being like, wow. Like, it's just because, if you really care, read something.
Yeah.
But you don't. You just want a man with the correct accent to explain, or a woman.
They love the accent. I really like. I Hugh Grant it up when I meet them at the airport. Well, hello. How was the journey? You must be rather exhausted. Listen, you can go and use the loo, or there's coffee over here. Now you won't need a cash machine ATM until we get into the city. But anyway, let's go, shall we? Alley-oop.
Oh man, that's awesome. I just like that you turn it up. Yeah, I guess you got to turn it up. I think people are disappointed by me with my Australianness. They want more.
Yeah, because you look Australian. It's like you've got like the cool like moustache.
Yeah.
Like bogan moustache.
It's not a bogan moustache. Bogan moustache is like kind of like just if I kept it like handlebar.
Oh right,
that'd be pretty bogan.
But it's cool, like, and then you turn up and you're just you're normal. Like,
yeah, just a dude.
You've never thrown a shrimp on any Barbies.
We don't call them shrimp. I don't know how many times you have to explain this.
This is the first time I've ever been told in my life. So one.
Are you serious?
Yeah. What do you call them?
Prawns.
Right.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I believe you. You're Australian. Like old.
What do you call them? Shrimp here?
No. Prawns.
Yeah. But we're, I don't know if you know this, we're actually a part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I know.
We agreed on our names for shellfish as part of the agreement.
Didn't know that was in the Constitution, but good for that.
That's in the Australian Constitution. Like, enshrined rights protection? No. But prawn. Yeah, that's the thing in Australia. There's no explicit protection of rights. Like, in America, like freedom and bear arms and free speech and all that shit.
I'd rather be Australian than American though right now.
I mean, yeah, like in practice, like but like it's all implied from the Constitution. There's no explicit Bill of Rights.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good Constitution. You guys did did we make it? We would have made it.
It would have been a two-hander, wouldn't it? We're still friends.
Yeah, I think it would have been like, look, so we're just gonna do what we want to do, but the Queen's number one. You guys like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, like is that approach? Yeah, like she's on the money and that's it.
Yeah, but she's head of state.
Yeah, but she's got less power there than she's got here, and she's got fuck all here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, because there's the Governor General. Also, the Governor General's like, yeah. But like, Governor General sacked one of our prime ministers at one point. Has the Queen ever sacked a prime minister, like in modern times?
So. I think so.
Just kind of being like, don't have the cut of your jib. Get out of here. You're ruining the country.
I don't think so. Oh, we should bloody out. Whoops.
Sorry, this is very political today. We're starting off, but let's get back into Kettering. I want to go back to Kettering.
Okay.
Because I think I should just explain. So, Kettering, Midlands, probably like an hour and a half.
Hour and 15, hour and 30 from here.
Yeah, like this is from like central London to the Midlands, like door to door.
Yeah.
Bang. And one of the things that I think if you don't live in the UK, commuter towns here are like the thing.
Yes.
I reckon that's probably like one of the biggest differences between the UK and Australia. Just like, Sydney's our biggest city, Melbourne's our second biggest, but there's not really commuter towns. Like, there's people who are starting to live a little bit further away, just because there they can like afford a house, whereas in Sydney, Melbourne, you can't. Whereas like the commuter town things here, it's not necessarily that. There's that aspect. But like, for example, yesterday I was in Tunbridge Wells doing one of those baby gigs. You done a baby gig?
Oh yeah, I've done the baby gigs. Yeah.
Oh mate, that is something else.
I love them.
You love them?
Yep.
You love the baby gig.
Trying to figure out which ones will go to prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you picked one yet?
Always, like 5 a time.
5 at a time.
I'm like, look at this one. His eyes are dead.
Dude, I do get kind of... Yesterday I was in Tunbridge Wells, and I've never had that many like blue eyes looking at me. It was like fucking Game of Thrones in there.
For a white country, it's a white part.
Dude, it is white as fuck. Like, Tunbridge... This is the thing. So Tunbridge Wells is another commuter town.
Yeah.
But like, don't let me judge incorrectly here. But I'd say the difference is Tunbridge Wells is more expensive to live in. Like,
well, Tunbridge Wells has got a royal charter. It's Royal Tunbridge Wells.
What does that mean?
I'm not entirely sure, but it's something like there's Royal Tunbridge Wells and Royal Leamington Spa, and they're good, but they're good places to live.
Like the Queen's like, nah, I'd live here. Yes,
yeah, like it's good schools. Everyone's got a good job.
Right.
So it's a commuter town, but it's an affluent commuter town.
Well, this is the thing. Like, it would probably be more expensive than a lot of London.
100%.
To live there.
Oh yeah.
Whereas, like, I assume Kettering is cheaper than London.
Kettering, yes, but the house prices are going up because people can't afford to live in London, so live in Kettering because it's an hour on the train in the morning.
But then you gotta... But this is the thing I don't understand. Is it just, like, the day-to-day costs, like, in Kettering are that much lower? Like,
there's
like
nothing
a pint, shopping, like, all of that's so much lower?
Not so much lower, but Kettering's I'm going to get in trouble here. It's a shithole. Because it used to be like the centre of industry. We used to make shoes.
Used to make shoes?
Yeah, like...
The famous Kettering clogs.
No, but like Barker's shoes, Loke's shoes, like high-end men's shoes.
That was Kettering?
All Kettering.
So like leather.
Leather, yeah.
Tanning.
Cobbling.
Cobbling.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And
That's a good
like
English
Doc Martens are from just down the road. Like the first Doc Martens factory is just on the road from Kettering in Rushton.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good get.
But they're all...
Doc Martens are...
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Like top 5 most iconic shoes?
100%. 100%. Then
male, female. I reckon so.
I reckon both. Like everyone knows what... It's like Jack Daniels, isn't it? Everyone knows what a Jack Daniels bottle is. Everyone knows what a Doc Marten is.
Yeah, you can spot a Doc Marten. I think they're one of the most recognisable.
Yes.
Yeah, you can definitely be like, it's a fucking Doc right there. You try to treat me because it's red, but it's still a Doc. I
Cherry
can tell
red.
by the sole.
Yeah, it's a big rubber thing.
Lifetime guarantee.
Lifetime guarantee.
That's Kettering for you. Well, Rushton.
But it's Kettering.
We'll lump them in.
Boroughs, yeah.
Yeah.
So like that was all there. Mm-hmm. And then the industry all went, and then there's nothing.
Well, I mean, is this not the tale for a lot of
100%, yeah,
and
yeah.
Wales and Scotland? Less so.
Scotland's all oil though, isn't it now? Like definitely happened, but I'd say less so. The ships, I suppose, that was Scotland.
Yeah, because like this is because unless you live here, and the other thing is like unless you live here and kind of do a job like us where we kind of go around a lot, you don't see it. Like, no. People just like, they just read the name and they read they voted leave and like, you know, they just kind of put the town in the box.
There's a town called Rothwell that's 6 miles away from Kettering.
Yeah.
And I was in a pub there 10, 15 years ago with a mate of mine who's from Rothwell. And there's an old man in the pub and he was like proud of the fact that the furthest he'd ever gone from Rothwell was Kettering. Like his world was a 12-mile circle and he was 55, 60.
And he's like, how good's that?
Yeah. I've got everything I could ever need.
Spoken like someone who certainly hasn't seen everything.
Yes, a man who's got nothing he needs.
I've got nothing. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, it's like they are, because like the one that comes to mind for me is like Blackburn. Like it seems abandoned. Like you walk through it and you're like, I don't know if people still live here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there was like some kind of zombie thing and like it's just like a couple of people like Mad Maxing it like
it's the high streets that are really depressing in places like Blackburn and Kettering because it's boarded up shop, charity shop, vape shop, betting shop, boarded up shop, charity shop, betting shop, vape shop.
That reminds me of the Dave Chappelle thing, like gun store, liquor store, gun store. Where the fuck you taking me? Just like it had all the sign, the hallmarks of a ghetto.
Yeah, it's.
But like, the high street, and that's like another thing that I guess I don't know. I don't think high streets in other countries, because like a high street's just the main road.
Yeah, 100. Yeah,
that's all it is. But you guys have your little name for it, which is great. It's a tradition.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But like. Here they're like so uniform to like I've gotten used to it now, but like at the start I was like, but seriously, why are all the shops in the same order?
Oh, like Next, Costa, M&S, Tesco Express,
Itsu, Pret.
Whoa! You've been Itsu and Pret. You've been in the city too long.
Thank you. You
want to go to Kettering where it's
Greg's
Bewitched Coffee. Now, Bewitched Coffee is absolutely fantastic. If you want to send me any stuff, that'd be great.
Sure. Bewitched Coffee. Shout out.
Bewitched Coffee.
But it just like, these kind of towns outside of London, like they're pretty grim. Like there's like a lot of them. Some of them are fine, but like the smaller ones are just forgotten. But people still live there, and like people still commute into London like every day.
Yeah. From
there, and like I just don't understand like why isn't any of the money like going back? You know,
it's all being spent on travel.
Really? So it's just the train thing.
It's like £200 a week for a ticket from Kettering to London.
And it's still just better value than living in London.
Yeah, I think so.
Like you're saving more than that on rent.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Kettering's like Northampton, right? Because Northampton, that's a big commuter town. That's
like,
yeah. Like all of that.
It's that exact 15 minutes from Northampton.
Right. Gotcha. Because I've been to Northampton. That was like, this thing surprised me because I was in Northampton. I was doing like some joke about Brexit, and like the crowd just seized up. They were just like, nah.
Lindsay Lohan had a go at Kettering on Twitter.
What?
Because Kettering was the first borough to declare its result in the Brexit referendum, and it was like 85% leave.
85%.
But it was
big,
it was very clearly.
It wasn't close.
And because it just leave, and Lindsay Lohan was going, Karen, what the hell are you up to? Where the hell is Karen? All right, Lindsay.
That's hilarious that Lindsay's just following real close on Brexit.
Yeah, Lindsay loves Brexit.
Dude, this is the most fucked thing. Like, I haven't thought of Lindsay Lohan in like, I'm going to say 7 years. And then I did a podcast yesterday, another podcast.
She did the picture for her birthday.
She did the picture?
She
What was the picture?
She released like a nude selfie on Twitter for her 33rd birthday. I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it?
Not yet.
That sounded like such a lie.
I haven't seen it, I promise. No, good point.
Haven't seen it, just like first lag bulldog, just right there. But yeah, and then I was doing another podcast, Trash Future podcast, good boys over there. And we talked about Lindsay Lohan for like 20 minutes.
What? How?
She's making a comeback.
Is she?
One podcast at a time.
Oh, right. We are the comeback.
Yeah, we're part of this comeback.
I welcome you back, Lindsay. I hope you've got your demons under control, and good luck to you.
Yeah, I mean, I hope she's all right.
I'm going to Google it now.
No, come on. But yeah, okay. So like, Kettering was like a big leave. Like all of Northampton, I think, was pretty.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. That's so close to kind of London. Like everyone's kind of got this attitude where like London is like everyone's remain, but like a lot of these people like work in London every day.
Yeah, but it's because of I think it's because the industry's gone.
Right.
So when let's say you live in Kettering, it's lost all of its base. And then every day you come into London and it's just two dickheads sat in a nice flat in Shoreditch drinking nice tea. We're the Metropolitan elite. And I go, well, I have to go on a train for 2 hours every day.
Are we the elite?
I think we are the elite.
Wow, man, that is a low bar.
Oh yeah, like it's not a good place to be, but it's where we are.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll take it. Like I've been waiting for a compliment all week, and this sounds good.
And they go home, and it's back to that.
Yeah.
And like, oh, well, we want to take the bloody power back.
Yeah, because like that's in my head how that all worked. Like they weren't voting to leave the European Union; they were just voting for change. They were just like, we just want change.
I mean, like they have been forgotten.
Yeah,
by successive governments and
like why is that? I mean, like that's a big thing in the UK that I don't understand. It's like austerity. Like what was that Dave Johns film?
I, Daniel Blake.
Yeah, like that was kind of.
It's
like
fucked.
But can you please explain? I just don't understand it properly. Like I just know there's like just poor, like sick people getting forced to work. Is that?
Yeah. So it's. I mean, I'm probably wrong, and please tell the jackoffs to get in touch.
Yeah. They'll correct it
after the crash.
Yeah.
In 2008, no, the country had no money.
Right.
So we had to we cut public spending. So that would make up the money.
So that was like the recession.
Yeah,
like the
and it was trying to sort the recession out. And because of the way the governments are, we didn't go after the banks. We bailed them all out, and that's money there. So the private sector got the money back because the banks were too big to fail.
Yeah, gotcha.
So the money had to come from somewhere, and it came from, like, the police force got less money. So the reason that the police force have got less money than they had 15 years ago, so there are fewer police on the street, which they claim is why knife crime's on the rise. 'Cause, like, we haven't got the officers.
Right.
Then mental health spending got cut, homeless spending got cut, and the two go hand in hand.
Yeah, of course.
And then some stuff got like sold out. So the people that so your doctor can say, no, this person is too sick to work. But then a government thing can say, no, they're not. And it's really, I don't really understand it.
Right. So there's like
bad though, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it seems bad. So like, yeah. So there's like a disconnect between a doctor being like, this person's too sick to work, and the government's like, well, no, they're not.
Yeah.
We need them to work. We don't want to give them benefits.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
That's kind of the thing. They're like making a stricter test, so less benefits are given out,
but
so they have to spend less.
Yeah, but it's not the tests don't make sense.
Right.
It's like, have you seen the I, Daniel Blake film? So
I've seen a trailer.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And Ken Loach said that everything that happens in the film has happened to at least one person in the real world.
Right.
So it's not the same person, but someone's had this happen, this happen, this happen. Daniel Blake, the character, has to go and do a test, and they're like, can you walk oh, in the last 6 weeks, can you walk 50 meters unaided? And he's like, yeah, but I only had a heart attack 2 weeks ago. So before that, I was playing sport and stuff. Like, well, then you're fine. In the last 6 weeks, like, but I'm not fine.
But
so
I just had this heart attack.
I had a heart attack, which really changes everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
right.
I don't know.
So like that's kind of it was because of the recession, really, like the global financial crisis.
Austerity is a direct result of the recession, trying to sort out the recession.
But I thought there was like a very long history of that here, like with like kind of like Thatcher and stuff. Like, sorry, this is very
Thatcher wanted to get rid of the welfare state. She wanted to make it harder in general to get. Right. So I think it was Thatcher who was first. Like when you could just sign on the dole and be, I am unemployed, I'm on the dole. Right. And then it was Thatcher's government, I think, that changed it to job seekers allowance. So if you weren't actively looking for a job and could prove you were looking for a job, you wouldn't get the dole.
Right. That's the same as in Australia. It's like New Start. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Fucking what a euphemism. Just looking for a new start.
I like a new start, guys.
I like a new start in a new factory.
We call it job seekers allowance. I think it's the most patronising thing.
I could think it's kind of fun. Hey, it's exciting. You're a job seeker.
Here's your allowance. Good luck.
Get out there.
Here's your pocket money from mummy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Just because, you know, this is how Australia. In Australia, the global financial crisis. We had this thing called a stimulus package,
right,
by our then Prime Minister. Where he just gave...
Tony Abbott.
No, Kevin Rudd.
Oh, that's a good guess, though.
Free Abbott. Yeah, it was good. Thank you for following our politics. He just gave everyone like 600 quid.
It's all right, isn't it?
Just everyone. Just every Australian person over the age of 18 just got money.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, but I found it so crazy because like basically the idea was like we need to just keep people spending.
Sure.
And then like the money will go back into the economy and yada, yada, yada. So, like, they kind of gave you the money. And then other people are like, well, I'm probably, given this whole recession thing, I'm going to sit on this money. And they're like, no, please. Like, just
spend your money.
Spend the money. Just go shopping, buy a jacket, like, you know, do some shit.
We've got no money. There's a recession on. Here's 200 quid. Brilliant. Caviar for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that was genuinely the plan. And it worked. I think we're, like, one of the only developed countries that didn't go into recession. Like, the Australian economy never went.
Do you know that one of the only first world countries. Do you know I learned the other day where the first world, second world, third world.
We don't call that anymore.
No, but do you know where it comes from?
Where?
First, it was to do with your political alliances. So where do you think the nearest third world country is to us right now in London? By the classic meaning of third world.
Like Turkey?
Ireland.
Whoa, what?
Because first world were countries that were politically aligned with the West.
Yeah.
Second world were countries that were politically aligned with the Soviet Union. And third worlds were countries that were politically aligned with neither. And Ireland was neutral.
Get the fuck out
Isn't
of
that
here.
amazing?
Just a straight up World War II breakdown. They
Bam.
were just like,
Yeah.
no, sorry, Ireland.
And then-
Switzerland, third world country? Surely
I think
not.
yeah, but at the time it had nothing to do with politics. It just so happened that most places that had no horse in that race were the underdeveloped countries.
They couldn't afford a war.
They could have got no money for wars.
They're like, sorry, fellas, we're not playing today.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's good facts. I like that.
I saw it on QI yesterday.
You saw it on QI?
An old one.
Look at you being English.
Thank you.
Watching QI, learning stuff, having facts.
Bam, bam, bam.
I enjoy that. But wait, so you grew up in the Kettering in the Midlands.
Yes.
And you went to Manchester.
Yes.
But like, Kettering is far closer to London than the north. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's maybe like an hour and a half from my parents' house to where we are right now. Maybe 2.5 hours to Manchester.
But my vibe from you has always been you're a Northman. You're a northern man.
People get that of me. I'm not. If I had to pick a side, I'd probably say I was southern.
But do you feel like you have to pick a side? Do you feel that people want you to play for a team?
People really want that.
Really?
Yep. It's so
like, Will Duggan, what the fuck, mate? Like, are you a fucking northern hero? Are you one of those snowflakes from London?
Being from the Midlands is the worst because neither side wants you.
Well, they don't want you at all.
No, Londoners would say that I'm northern. Mancunians would say that I'm southern. No one wants us. Leicester, Kettering,
Birmingham,
Bedford, Birmingham's like you're Midlands. What are you?
Really? But
Yeah.
will Birmingham have you? Can you be like, hey, can I?
Yeah, Birmingham, that's us as well. I don't want to be from Birmingham.
You don't want to be Birmingham.
My dad's from Birmingham.
Okay.
But like, yeah, they go, well, the north starts north of Birmingham and the south starts south of Birmingham. I'm like, what the fuck are these pricks then?
You guys are the equator. Huh?
No, I don't want to be the equator.
The equator's good. It's hot.
I want to be the king of the north.
King of the north.
Or the south. I don't really care. It's such a small country. Why do we need to have so many barriers and accents?
I mean, yeah, look, that's been a problem for me. I've gotten used to it now, though. I got to say, when I first came here, I found all the different accents fucking annoying, whereas now I just barely hear them.
What's the difference? Because I've never been to Australia. Massive country. Don't know if you're aware.
Huge.
But you're all around the coast.
Yes.
No, nothing in the middle, is it? It's just...
I mean, there's like very few people.
Yeah,
Like, I
but
would
like-
say like, you know, maybe 500,000 in like the whole
But in
middle.
the whole of the middle bit.
It's some crazy statistic, like 90% of the Australian population lives in the narrow of the coast.
Yeah, so...
Like, crazy.
That's
Like,
insane.
That's mental.
So what's like Cairns? Where are you from?
I'm from Sydney.
Oh, so that's a Sydney accent.
No, there's only one accent.
So yeah, there's no Cairns accent. No
I do have a joke about this. It's like there's genuinely one Australian accent, and it's just more or less. Like you sound more or less Australian.
Okay.
And the reason that I sound like I do is education. This
Great.
is the educated Australian accent. But I can
Cairns.
fucking, you know, get a bit more nasal with it, bring it up more, if you want.
If you want,
No. Like honestly, if you just want to, this is just more,
okay.
and it's the same. Like if I went Perth, other side, I'd come off the plane Sydney, same shit.
So if you meet someone from Australia in London, and there's bloody loads of you there,
Yeah,
you
Heaps.
can't go, oh, you're clearly from Canberra.
absolutely not.
Right.
No chance. The only one you can do is Adelaide, like South Australia, because they say dance instead of dance.
Right.
That's the only one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I find it weird with you guys because I think your accents are a result of that guy being like, "This is the first Kettering's the first I've ever been." You know what I mean? Like they're
Totally.
proud to stay put.
I can tell someone that guy's got a different accent from me in Rothwell.
Yeah, and you can tell. You can be like Rothwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's like part of the tribal thing here. Like you guys kind of had a bit more.
Maybe actually, because you are all Australian, all white Australians are essentially the same people gone across.
Yeah, pretty much. Or just like at different stages, you know. Like there's probably like I would say there's almost like a Lebanese, Italian, Greek accent that's Australian, that's very distinct. Like it's interesting because, yeah, like in Australia, everyone can kind of do that voice. Like,
Go on.
I'm not going to do it now.
That's disappointing.
But yeah, like no, if you want to hear the accent, because I want people to kind of see it properly. It's like Fat Pizza is a TV show.
Okay.
And like Wog Boy, those movies, like you can see those. I know that's like offensive in this country, but you got to remember, in Australia it means Western Oriental gentleman. Like it's got no skin color connotations.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, you can watch those movies and you'll hear this accent, and they kind of put it on a little bit, but like I think that's a genuine accent.
Kind of like the mafia films where like, hey,
Yeah,
it's real, but it's a little bit heightened.
Yeah, it's the Australian equivalent of that, definitely.
I like the Polynesian Australian accent. Like again, it's probably a racist version, but Chris Lilly's
Oh, Jonah Takalua.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a pretty accurate one. People are going after him now. They used to love it. And
Have they? What's wrong with?
And now they're saying he's racist and shit. Now they're saying he's doing blackface. And I'm like, but he's been doing blackface the whole time.
I mean,
can't just decide.
right, Dan, I don't think he's doing blackface. But secondly, your reasoning can't be he's always done it.
Well, it's just weird that, like, you know, things haven't really changed in regard to blackface, and now everyone's like, wait a second, he's doing black. It's like the thing with Michael Jackson, where they're just like, have you heard he's a pedophile? It's like, yes.
Yeah, ages ago.
Yeah, dude, since I was like young, since I needed to know, you know, just like everyone knew that he was a pedophile. But like, yeah, I don't know. So why don't the North want you in Kettering? I thought my understanding of the UK is there's London and everything else, and like everyone else hates London. London thinks they're better than everyone else, and that's kind of the nice little.
And that's level one.
That's level one. Oh, it gets deeper.
So yeah, everyone hates London.
What about within the Midlands? Can you give me some like Midlands goss? Like what are you guys?
The East Midlands and the West Midlands are not.
Okay, so give me some East Midlands, at Birmingham and
No,
stuff.
that's West Midlands.
Uh-huh.
East Midlands is like sort of Peterborough,
Yeah.
So I suppose technically Kettering, like my local news is Look East.
Look East.
Look East.
Good.
Yeah, like the Fens. So you know Pat Cahill?
Yes.
He's from like the Fens, which is sort of East Midlands.
The Fens.
Yeah.
This place is called the Fens.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Pat Kayla. I come from the Fens.
Pat Cahill comes from the Fens. That's exactly what he'd say. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Then you've got like Norfolk and
sounds made up. Well, Norfolk is the inbreeding web feet people, right?
I mean, sure.
Well, look, everyone comes on this like acting like I'm not going to do broad strokes.
But yeah,
right? This is for people to generalize about the UK.
That's those guys.
Sure, but they're wealthy.
It's agriculture, so they're farmer wealthy.
But like
they're not London wealthy.
But like big estates, kind of like, is that Norfolk?
Yeah, people have big estates. Like not everyone, of course, but
yeah. But there's like a bit of money.
There's a bit of money in Norfolk, yeah.
Yeah, because you have like the farming thing here I find really weird. Like people have these farms that cost shitloads of pounds, like millions of pounds, and they're not farmers.
Yeah,
they just have money, and they like live there though, like the farm.
They've just got land.
Yeah, and they're just kind of fancy.
It is quite fancy.
Yeah, whereas in Australia, I don't know anyone who's just kind of got like, I mean, people have like a kind of big open space, and they're like go on dirt bikes and shit out there, like quad bikes.
I wish people would do that.
Do you guys not do quad bikes and
stuff?
I
think I've been on a quad bike 3 times.
Right. In Australia, it's pretty common. Like, I've definitely been on a bike. Like, as a kid, you know, they just like kind of chuck you on a quad bike with like a man, and you just off you go. Just quad off into the sunset.
I'd love that.
It is fun.
I'd love to be the kid, love to be the man.
Hate to be the bike.
Hate to be the bike. It's exhausting.
Wait, so is the Midlands where they have those like weird, like the cheese chasing down the hill? Is that Midlands?
That's Gloucester.
That's Gloucester.
So that's what, the southwest?
Southwest.
Oh, a lot of your listeners outside of the UK.
No, most of them are in the UK.
Oh, right, because they were all outside, like, the fucking what with the cheese?
Yeah, no. I think most people know about the cheese. Before I came here, I knew about the cheese.
Really?
Yeah, that was like weird British culture.
I think that's Gloucester.
Yeah. So, what are there any good Midlands little cultural events?
Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Will's getting excited.
Rothwell.
I
mentioned earlier.
Yes.
It's a very old town.
Uh-huh.
I think it's in the Doomsday Book. It's old. It's got a royal charter.
Mm-hmm.
During the English Civil War, the mayor, I can't remember which side, but the town all agreed with one side, the people, and the mayor agreed with the other side. So he knew that the captain of that army was nearby, so he decided to run to the captain and go, Rothwell's on your side now, we've changed our minds.
Yeah.
The people in the town found out and basically beat him to death. So every year, who is the incumbent mayor of Rothwell has to run up the high street and stop in all the pubs for like a shot of this. It's like milk and rum. And all the locals have to stop him. And it's just like, and it's violent, but like mosh pit violent. Like it's violent, but there's limits.
No one's hitting him. No one's punching him.
People are punching him, but like in a fun way.
You're punching the mayor?
And he's not allowed to get to the top of the street. We used to go with that when we were teenagers.
And just punch the mayor
I never punched the mayor.
Did you tackle the mayor?
No, I would stand and have a drink, but...
You just watch the mayor get beat up by the town.
Yeah, pretty much. But like it was all fun, and at the end...
What is this, like a fucking boarding school? Like, it's running the gauntlet.
This is England.
Mate. And that's just every year?
Every year.
Is the mayor like old?
Well, it changes mayors, isn't they?
But like... Most mayors are like 60-year-old.
I mean, yeah, he's not 21.
And he's just getting beaten up.
He knows what he's getting into. It's been going on since 1645.
Have you ever had a female mayor?
I don't know. I know of.
That'd be fucking weird. All the women finally get a go.
The women can beat up the man mayor.
The women beat up the man mayor.
Sure.
They're just like elbowing the man mayor.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah, that's something they do in Rothwell.
What day is it? Can you go if you're not like a Rothwellian?
Yeah, of course you can go. Yeah.
Can I beat up the mayor?
Should we go?
I'll fucking beat up the mayor.
I'll find out when it is. We've probably missed it because I remember it being in the spring. But we'll go next year.
All right, done.
We'll go to Rothwell and we'll beat up the mayor. There you go.
How could that be legal? Like, I think Australia's like pretty cool for allowing like illegal gambling on like Anzac Day, but
it's not. He doesn't get beaten up. He gets symbolically beaten up. He might get a little black eye.
Yeah, but that's insane. That's like a really like softcore version of the Purge But only on the mare.
Yes.
Once a year.
A man or woman who knows what they're getting into. It's not like it's the first year this year. It's been going on for 400 years.
400 years. And has there been any calls like, hey, maybe we should stop beating up the mayor? Or does the mayor like it? The town
Everyone
likes
it. Everyone likes it.
Jesus.
All the economy of the town goes up loads. People come from far and wide. Everyone's drinking all day. There's food stalls and barbecues. It's a big event. It's not just like on a Wednesday morning, people go, fucking hell, it's that day again.
We're going to get the mayor. So wait, like, is it like kind of a festival around?
Yeah, it's like a day
speech
festival.
And shit?
Yeah, it's all like, there's fun for all of the family. Little, like a fair and craft stuff. And
that might be the favourite tradition I've ever heard.
Thank you.
That's unbelievable in it being allowed to be on. I find that unbelievable. And it's the fact that nobody's ever been like, maybe we should stop hitting the mayor.
I'm sure someone has, like the Mary Whitehouse or whatever. But
yeah, that's right.
But we love it.
You love it. Shit, is there more than that? Is there anything else around your West Midlands?
No, East Midlands.
East Midlands. Sorry.
What do we do?
West Midlands,
We must have some in Kettering. We must have some.
I mean, it is probably the kind of thing that you're like, no, that's normal. I mean, everybody.
Yeah, like
everybody does that.
Like. Oh, God. Do you know who Wellephant is?
No, I have no idea who Wellephant is.
Wellephant, I don't think it happens anymore. So when I was a kid, Wellephant was an elephant who was a fireman.
Great.
And
good.
he was like
he's got a trunk and he's spraying the water.
Yeah. And he used to do the matches never touch. They can hurt you very much. That was Wellephant. But in Kettering, the fire brigade used to do a day when I was a kid, certainly, where Wellephant would come and be like, hey, fire's bad.
Yeah.
But one of the things you could do is they got like a Wendy house.
No.
Like a kid's. I'm getting for little girls. Like it's like a cloth house, and it goes in the garden.
A house made of cloth.
Yeah, so it's a plastic frame.
Uh-huh.
Then you hang a bit of like cloth over it, and the cloth's designed to look like tiles and a window. It's got a flap.
Wow.
A Wendy house.
Okay, Wendy house. No, that's new word, new thing. I'm excited.
But they had like an adult version of one of those, and you had to crawl along it, and they simulated what it was like to be in a house fire. They were just pumping in like dry ice. It's dangerous, yeah. So don't play with matches.
Like just like a real kind of early prototype of Tough Mudder.
But for 6-year-old terrified kids.
Oh, so it's for
yes, for kids, yeah. Like the adult version of the house, but for kids, and you're like, can you imagine if that was real and hot and your mum was dead? Like, yeah, just be careful.
Don't touch matches.
Yeah, and I
Very
didn't.
hot.
They can hurt you very much.
Do you guys have fireworks here? Is that like a thing?
Yeah, but only really on the 5th of November.
The 5th of November?
Yeah. Gunpowder, Guy Fawkes.
V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
I learn about your history.
Guy Fawkes, a little fact for you, back to your history, you love that so much.
Yeah.
Guy Fawkes was sentenced to be hung, drawn and quartered.
Yeah.
So you're hanging till you're nearly dead. They drag you along, they cut you into pieces. He thought that's going to hurt loads. So when they went to hang him, he was like, fuck this, and just jumped off the platform, so his neck broke immediately.
Really?
Yeah, took the...
It was just like, I'm not...
Going on my own terms. You're not cutting my dick off and showing it to me, because they used to do that as well.
And then like, we're kind of surprised at how the empire treated indigenous peoples.
Yeah, look how we treated our own peoples.
It's just chaos back then. It just kind of like, I mean, that's the thing, I guess,
Boadicea cut her right breast off so she could draw back a bow and arrow a few more inches.
People, I mean, I'm glad we're alive now.
Well, I never.
I'm glad we're part of the metropolitan elite.
Thank fuck.
Yeah, it would have been chaos out there.
I've got an AeroPress.
AeroPress. Oh man, that's living. That's living right there. I was gonna. I think I was going to talk to you about the sketch stuff because you're a sketch man.
No.
You were a sketch man.
Never.
No.
Never in my life.
Was Funs and Games not sketch?
No, it was not. Have you seen Funs and Games?
I've never seen Funs and Games.
It's not sketch.
What is it?
It's a kids show for adults.
Yeah, but
It wasn't sketches. It was shambolic. It was. I'm not bloody sketch.
I mean, you took that very personally because I was going to ask because I my understanding of sketch comedy, obviously a long history in the UK, but it seems to be more like Oxbridgey.
Yeah.
And is that why you're like fucking not sketch cunt?
No, actually, I think I overreacted there.
Well, I'd never seen Funs and Games, and I'm very sad about it.
That's fine. It was fine. Oh no! Do you know? I know loads of people who are great at sketch. Loads of great sketch groups. Mm-hmm. I know a lot more terrible sketch groups.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, bad stand-ups. You see if you're right here. Like, so we both know bad stand-ups.
Of course.
And they don't get that much work because they're bad stand-ups.
Yeah.
Bad sketch groups seem to get lots of work because there's only like 12 sketch groups. Right. So you go to a sketch night and there'll be 4 cunts who are awful.
Yeah.
You see that 3 times and you'll see like the Pin or Daphne or Gaines or who are great. You're like, oh, thank God.
Right, okay. Because it's just like, it's just so not like live sketch in Australia. Like, it just doesn't. Like, I can't think of anyone. Yeah. Or maybe there's like 2 or 3.
Axis of Awesome, they're sort of sketchy, aren't they?
They're just a band.
Yeah, but they do like, it's sketches in, isn't it?
Well, I don't think they do anything anymore. I think they're retired. Oh, Auntie Donna. Sorry, Auntie Donna's the only sketch thing that I know. Who are great. They are great. But yeah, and I was curious about the Funs and Games thing because how did... I want to understand more about that because like it's got this cult thing. Like I never saw it, and like everyone's like Funs and Games it's real. It
was real, yeah. It was great.
It's a good time, and you're a part of that. How'd you fall into that?
So
because they're good northern boys, and you're this little. Midlands
but I was
man.
Up in the good north.
Ah.
I'd been adopted.
Okay.
And that's why people think I'm northern because I started comedy in the north as well.
Sure.
So 2013, Phil Ellis had an idea for a show where he wanted to talk about how on his 30th birthday he'd found out that he was adopted,
right,
and wanted to meet his birth father, which is not true.
Okay,
he's not adopted. So the show was billed as this like, it was fantastic, like this serious soul-searching Edinburgh show.
Sure.
But then everything that could go wrong would go wrong. Like he had a pop-up tent for a metaphor that just exploded in the middle of it. The fire alarm went off every day. He had to go outside and do it. James Meehan, comedian, he was the tech, but he was in on it as well. So he'd keep making mistakes.
Right.
I was sat in the audience and I'd walk out every day saying how it was disgusting. And then I'd come back in dressed as a bear and there'd be like, no, my show starts now.
Right.
And for like, no, I've got 15 minutes. And it was time to be during the big emotional reveal. And it was really good.
Right.
Like it got not many reviews and not many audience. But once there were 6 people in to see it, and one of them was Bo Burnham. Like it was this.
It was a cult thing.
Yeah, but
comics knew.
But such a low level cult thing.
Right.
And then the next year, Phyllis said, I've had this idea. I want to do the same kind of thing, a disaster show, but I want to do kids comedy, but by the 4 worst people to do kids comedy. Right. And the only reason we're doing it is because we think it looks easy. Because look at the idiots that do kids comedy. It must be easy. Otherwise, how would they get away with it?
Yeah.
So Phil was this like divorced, angry character. I was dressed as a dog on the piano, supposed to be a RADA graduate who was bitter at how his career had gone.
Sure, yeah.
Jim was Jim the elf, who was supposed to be one of Santa's actual elves, like who'd been sacked from the North Pole because Santa was banging his wife. And then Mick Ferry, comedian, was Uncle Mick, alcoholic, Fathers for Justice guy.
What's Fathers for Justice?
It's like it's a group of men who often dress as superheroes and scale buildings. Be like, I know that I'm divorced, but I want to see my kids. Please let me see my kids.
Wow. So it's a divorced dad advocacy group where they dress like superheroes.
Do you know what? Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Wow.
And yeah, so we did we used to do. So we did songs for the kids, all about how don't fall in love because she'll leave you, that sort of stuff, and life lessons, things like don't get too attached to your nana. And we'd do games, but we wouldn't So Phil was like, oh, you can win a PS4. But he'd arm wrestle a 3-year-old kid and just smash his kid and be like, yes! And it was just ridiculous. But yeah, it just sort of...
Wait, so do kids come to the show?
Yeah. It needs kids. Like, it is a kid's show.
So there's all these children with their parents.
Yep.
And the kids are just getting bullied, essentially.
But they love it because it's the silly man in the dog suit and the funny little song and the lights and the balloons.
Right.
And they've not got a clue what's being said to them. And the adults are laughing like, oh my God, I can get away with this. Yeah, it was really good.
That's cool.
Really fun.
And so you got to be part of that. Was it nice working with other people? Was that?
Yeah, I loved it. Like, it was nice because they were my mates as well, and we just got to piss about. And because we had a nice Edinburgh, we got to do like, none of us lived in London at the time.
Sure.
So we did like 4 weeks at the Soho Theatre, and they put us up in a flat on Oxford Street for the 4 weeks, and we made money out of doing it.
You guys got some goddamn showbiz.
Yeah, but it was like
some showbiz treatment.
And because like, I remember once I came out in Edinburgh, and it was a 150 seater, but it was standing room only every day. And I walked on stage, and the League of Gentlemen are standing,
right,
to watch. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And then went out at Soho Theatre, and there's in the front 2 rows there's McIntyre and Kitson and Stuart Lee and Mickey Flanagan. It's like, what? How's this happened?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then people would go drinking every night in central London, and it was just the best.
That's cool.
And then it all went away.
It went away. Well, I mean, that's what life is all about.
Yes, but I enjoyed it very much, Dan.
That's good. That's what you got to do. You got to enjoy that shit. Okay, cool. No, I just didn't know it, and is there any kind of footage of it? Like,
we did a TV pilot, but it's not accurate.
Okay. But there's usually like a sneaky show at Edinburgh.
Yeah, I'm not sure there will be this year. We normally do like a one-off.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, we all know it's like, it's very much us just wanking ourselves off going, well, yeah, we're very clever, funny boys.
I mean, that's one of the great wanks.
Yeah. It's all the ones I have.
Self-esteem wank.
Will.
So why'd you come down here then? Were you in Manchester?
I was in Manchester.
Because Manchester's cool. I think Manchester needs more props. I think
Manchester's great.
Yeah, it's small but big, but like, and there's lots of shit going on. If you're a hipster piece of shit like me, there's space for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists in like Liverpool.
Liverpool's amazing.
But for like hipsters?
Yeah.
No,
my sister, if they ever crowned the hipster queen.
The hipster queen?
It wouldn't even be a contest. It'd just go straight on her head.
All right, give me some stats. Why is she so hipster? Give me some.
She's got 2 jobs. One of which is she manages musicians.
Great.
And the other one is she organises a world music festival.
Fucking all right. She's doing well so far. Yeah. This is strong. Start.
She can do coffee art.
Yep, good.
There are 3 vinyl players in her house.
Great.
They haven't got a TV. What they've got is a projector from a laptop that goes onto a curtain that they've put on the door. They're hipster pricks.
All right, yeah, this is good. I'm loving all this.
Yeah, she's great.
I gotta hang out with your sister.
She's
We're
cool.
good on fun.
She is cool. She loves Liverpool. She wouldn't go anywhere else.
Really?
Yeah.
That's her spot. That's interesting. Is there anywhere that like you'd live in the UK apart from like you're living in London now?
Yep.
Are you liking it?
I do. Yeah, I didn't like it at first because it was just so different. I came down for a few reasons. Some happy, some sad.
Sure.
I've been in Manchester and I've been talking about, I was seeing a girl at the time. We were trying to moving in together in London. And then my dad got unwell and I had to go home and look after him for a bit. He's fine now, don't worry.
Good.
So I left Manchester, moved home for a bit, look after my dad for a bit. And then during this time, me and that girl broke up. I was like, fuck, what do? Do I go back to Manchester? I thought I was going to go to London anyway with her. And I'd only really lived at my parents' house and in Manchester. I was 30. Yeah. That's it. Like Manchester Kettering is all I'd ever lived in.
New thing.
Yeah. And I thought, well, I've got no kids. I've got no mortgage. I've got no... I can go and spend stupid money in London.
Yeah, for a bit. Give it a go.
So I went down and as you know, did it terribly for a year.
Yeah. Will has one of the great coming to London comedy stories.
Right. Listen...
Because we came at roughly the same time.
Yes, we did,
you were
Dan.
Like a little bit before me.
I was October 17, I came.
Yeah, I was December 17.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is quite fun for me because I
fucking fun for me.
I fell backwards into doing everything right.
Christ. I fell forwards onto broken glass.
Because, yeah, so basically... when you're a comedian, you go to like a new city, you kind of got to get the lay of the land, you got to establish yourself, and you got to start doing the right gigs. Now that can happen quickly or slowly or never. And basically, without bragging, for me it happened quite quickly, and for Will it happened quite slowly.
Real fucking slowly. I've not still managed it properly.
And you've come in with like a lot of cred from like Funs and Games and up north. You've been on TV.
Yeah.
You got credits. You got everything, baby.
I'm a good fucking comic.
Exactly. You're coming in with stuff. I'm coming in with nothing. I'm this piece of shit with a weird accent. And we had this conversation with good friends of the podcast, Pierre Valley and Garrett Millerick.
We did, yeah.
Where basically
in
Oaxaca, the worst place to make a life decision.
I like Oaxaca. It's okay.
Oh, you guys need to fucking up your game. Pierre and that are the same. Like, Oaxaca's good. I'm like, get the fuck out of
here. It's
not
the best Mexican food in the world, but if you're having a little lunch, Oaxaca's fine, isn't it?
I just go, there's DF Tacos down the road. It's much better. Shout out to DF Tacos. But...
down from... Oh, no, I'm going for lunch to friend of mine.
Yeah, basically... Yeah, what did you do?
Right. When I started comedy in Manchester... What you did was you went and did gong shows, where you had to like beat the 5 minutes,
beat the frog,
that sort of thing. Yeah, and you did.
Why do you think the UK likes gong shows?
Because we fucking love it when people fail.
Is that it?
Yes.
Just that simple?
Yeah. There's nothing better than looking at somebody. How dare you think you're funny? I'm going to prove you're not. Good, you're not. Now fuck off. That's what people like.
People like that.
Yes.
That's a big part of the culture.
Look at the. Like the difference between American and British comedy. Your American heroes in comedies are like Seinfeld, who he's doing nothing but he succeeds and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, they succeed, you fail.
We like Peep Show, where it's like, look at these two pricks fail at everything they try. Reggie Perrin kills himself at the end of the series. Like it.
Right. Okay.
We love it when people fail.
So like seeing that live, but you get like boo as well. I think you guys like a booing.
Like a boo. Also, if you don't want to boo, be good.
That's true.
So,
yes,
you do these gigs, then you do like shitty little gigs, and then someone's like, "Oh, we're coming up and up and up and up." And I thought, right, I'm not going to come down to London and be like, "Hi guys, I've been on telly, I'm pretty good. Give me your best gigs."
I thought which is just insanity.
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah.
That I don't know what kind of weird English modesty.
Right.
Be like, I should lie about my ability and say I'm worse than I am.
But I thought if I just turn up at like a gig and do 10 minutes, I'm like, I can smash 10 minutes in my sleep.
Yeah.
People are like, well, this guy's good, and I'll fly through the ranks. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that in London, there are gigs that exist just for idiots to do 10 minutes, the same 10 minutes for the day they die.
Yeah. And there are gigs in London just for people to go to avoid their apartment. That's what they're there for.
And then I had lunch.
Don't have a couch.
I had lunch with you guys, and you're like, you looked at my diary. And like, so you, Pierre and Garrett, 3 great comics, doing well, doing the right gigs, went through my diary, I'm like, I've never heard of this, I'd never heard of this, I've never heard of this, I'd never play there. Why were you booked there? Like,
and it was like 3 months worth of stuff, and we were just vetting it, being like,
no.
It was so funny, just because like, because I'd been to New York, and I'd kind of seen how things worked, in a really big scene, like a really kind of heavy scene with like a lot of things on. I was like, oh, pitch yourself high.
Yeah, I've still not properly done it. Like I've been so busy with other stuff. Like oh God. Do you know what? Actually, you have to send me all the gigs you do. Horrible.
I will. I'll show you the calendar. But yeah, I just found that it's like, I think that's such a weirdly English, like, I just do my thing. My quality be recognized. I don't want to big up myself, and I'll succeed. There's like a weird honesty, I think, to English people.
It's not worked out that way, has it? Though.
No, I mean it's like ludicrous. Like, definitely don't do that as a human being, comedian or otherwise. But
yeah,
I think that is like. But I think I do think in other places in the UK that would be the right thing to do. But London is different. Yep. And
like take Rowe, for example.
Yeah.
Like Adam Rowe, great comedian. No one I know is better at selling himself than Adam.
Yeah.
But didn't really at the beginning in Liverpool just like let it speak for himself, and he got better and better and got the gigs. And now he turns to London, he's like, I'm here, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go, lid.
He like pays a couple of scousers to carry him in. Being like, it's fucking Adam Rowe.
They pay him to carry him in.
Yeah, it's like
Is that your Scouse accent?
Yeah, my little one. Yeah,
that's Adam Rowe.
Fuck off! I'm trying to get better. I was so drunk in Scotland, I did an Irish accent. I thought I nailed it, and then like all the comedians in the back were like, "Never do that again." That was so far up. I was sitting there being like, "Oh, I'm Irish." And it's just like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry." 2 Irish people, obviously. I like to imitate the accents. Sorry, one thing just before we get into it, we get out of here because we're almost at a good time. We've done quite well.
I've had a lovely time.
You requested a glass of milk.
I did, yeah.
Which I think is the most innocent little wide-eyed boy thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life.
I haven't received my glass of milk.
Would you like a glass of milk?
I'd love a glass of milk.
All right,
yeah.
I'm gonna fix up your glass of milk. But like, milk, really? Like,
Yep.
Really?
Also, for those that can't see, which all of you, it's whole milk. Dan's got me whole milk.
What, you don't know whole?
Oh, it's a treat, whole milk. Thank you.
What, you skim?
Semi-skim?
Semi-skim. I have a whole milk. Like, I was fucking learning this thing, I think like yesterday. Something about like milk and the Brexit, like milk and the alt-right or something. No, like British people, like very proud British people, like they're proud of their ability to handle lactose.
We eat lactose more than any other nation, I think.
What? You guys are the king of the milk.
Yes. Sorry for the pause. I was drinking my milk.
He was drinking his milk. He fucking loves it. He's putting it away.
It's so delicious.
Just milk.
Just milk.
Is Kettering rural at all, or is it like a town?
It's half and half. I
half.
can go 10 minutes one way, be in a industrial estate, go 10 minutes one way and be in God's own countryside, like English countryside, you'd imagine.
Just that beautiful, idyllic.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah.
Thatched cottages and picket fences and all that.
Yeah. Man, that still blows my mind. I look at it and I'm like, this is where the books are set.
Yeah.
Like,
when you come to Rothwell, I'll take you to Cranford as well.
Oh man, I want to see all that shit. I want to punch the mayor. I still can't get over that. I'm like, that is wild. I love that. Yeah, things. That's the cool thing. I mean, like obviously in Australia there was like a long cultural tradition with the indigenous people that we just kind of steamrolled it, and now I don't know if there's too much left, to be honest.
How much is left?
What, like in terms of population?
Yeah.
I think maybe like there's like 1 million.
Why? How many were there? Like, so before Captain Cook arrived?
I actually don't know how many there were. I just know that like essentially it was a genocide.
It's a genocide.
There's no other word for it.
Ooh, I was about to ask where they went. I thought, don't ask that because they're dead, aren't they?
Yeah, there was a genocide, and like we really only stopped actively interfering in like the 60s, like the 1960s.
It's going to be real noise over that really important bit of information. We just go with my milk.
Just like, ooh, tasty.
Colonization. 60s? The 60s?
Yeah, dude, like really recently. Like most British people are surprised.
What did you... I mean, yeah, but come on.
Or just like interfering, like taking their kids to like white houses.
It's the lost generation.
A stolen generation.
Stolen.
Yeah,
I was a lot more passive.
Very close. Yeah, stolen generation. But yeah, it's like... But I do really like that about the UK, where there's like this kind of sense of like permanence. Like, whereas in Sydney, like everything gets flipped all the time. Like any old buildings get flipped into like new buildings. Like shops like come and go. Like there's real no like, you know, like the bagel thing down at Shoreditch is just like, no, it's been a bagel shop.
Yeah, that's the bagel shop.
3 centuries, and you're like, oh,
that's when I want to do the tours. The American kids love the blue plaques.
Right.
Do you have blue plaques in Australia?
What are blue plaques?
A blue plaque on a house means that somebody of note lived in that house.
Yeah, so I saw that in Peckham, Rio Ferdinand.
Yes, Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
But it's more like there's one in you know where Soho Theatre is?
Yeah.
Do you know where the Dog and Duck is around the corner?
No.
So if you're walking past Soho Theatre,
yeah,
it's on your left.
Yeah.
You take the first left, you get to Dog and Duck. Blue plaque there, George Orwell's favourite pub.
Weird.
Then you turn right, and there's a house with 2 blue plaques, and it's like in 1750, Mozart lived here. And in 1965, Hendrix lived here.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool. The history thing is cool here. Like, I think...
Yeah.
That's probably like the big selling point. Like, I get it.
We do pick and choose our history, though. Like, it's never... Cecil Rhodes lived here.
It's like, oh, man.
Actually, I bet he's got one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Some blue plaque somewhere. It's got one of them goddamn plaques. So, like, are you sold in London now? Like, you like kind of see yourself as a London guy?
Yeah, certainly for the near future. Well, I've just signed a year-long lease on a flat, so I fucking better be.
But like, would you ever go back to Kettering? Like, go back to that kind of thing?
To live?
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years. How old are you, Dan?
30.
So right, you're a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I think I want to have kids in the future.
Sure.
I don't think I want to have London kids unless the career really changes and I can afford like a house.
Yeah. The London kids thing seems like a lot for everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to bring up so your flat we're in now, lovely. Mm-hmm. I'd love to live here.
Sure.
But I wouldn't want to bring up a kid here. Not because of the flood. Where's my kid going to play?
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's when you've grown up somewhere like Kettering or even like Sydney where there's just space.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, we can't not give them space.
Like if my kid was...
Kind of like a battery kid. I want a free range kid.
I started going out to play when I was 8.
Yeah.
So I'd go to my friends. It'd be like, right, come back and check in on an hour. Don't get pedoed or whatever. I'd never let an 8-year-old kid out for an hour around here. Not because it's dangerous. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. You're just like... Yeah, I used to just go up the street. Just like around the parks or whatever.
Get on my bike, piss about my mates.
Yeah, exactly, on the bike. You just go, and then you come back when it's getting dark.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And, like, your parents are fine, you're fine, no phones.
Tea's ready.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting like that. But I was going to ask, so what did your parents do? Did they commute, or were they
both
Kettering?
Teachers, they're both teachers.
In Kettering?
My mum was teacher in Corby.
So just near...
It's 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And my dad, in Kettering.
And were either of them born in Kettering? Or
no, my dad's from Birmingham. My mum is from Nottingham.
Okay, so a bit nearish.
An hour.
Each,
yeah. They went to the same teacher training college where they met. And I think at the time there was a teacher shortage. They both graduated and got a job in the same school.
Right.
And then, the careers took around and about.
And then, and they just dig it. They like the Kettering.
Yeah, I think it's all right. It's, they've been there for 35 years.
Well, this is the thing, yeah.
40 years.
People. I think that's a generational thing. People pick their spot.
Yeah,
more.
I live here now.
Yeah, this is my bit. I'm going to stay here.
I think towns like Kettering are still like that. The amount of my mates who either went to uni and then just moved back to Kettering, or didn't go to uni, just got jobs, but in Kettering.
Right.
Like when I go home, there are at least 8 or 9 people I can go and see who I went to school with who still just live there.
Just there.
Yeah.
Like same-ish.
Same
street.
housing estate,
Yeah. And they just kind of stick it out. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like just... Because I feel like, we're kind of... At least... But I think it's also definitely like a class thing. Like as much as a generational thing, it is a class thing. Like I think the more middle class and above, you're more likely to move around.
Totally, yeah, that's true.
Especially like international. Like, I know that, my metropolitan elite.
Sydney, New York, London.
Yeah, well, I never lived in New York. I lived in Berlin, though, because I'm fucking cool. But, you move around
a little
bit more. It was for uni. I was there for like 6 months when it was still really cheap. My mate got like a stipend from an Australian university to like study there and actually made money. Because that's how cheap Berlin was at the time. It was just like, he was, living a good life too, but he just like walked away with money.
I've never been to Berlin.
Never been? Oh, that's cool, man.
I've been to Germany, but never Berlin.
Yeah, it's like, it's hip. And it's like, it's still kind of trashy though, which is fun.
Munich I'd like to go to. In fact, I've been to Munich. That was stupid.
I mean, they love you drinking some milk in Munich. That's a good milky town. It's like Munich.
Just
and
back
then,
to the
like,
milk quickly.
Yeah,
it's good for you. Healthy teeth and bones.
Calcium. I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it is delicious.
I mean, I think it upsets my stomach. I think maybe these British people have a point that you guys have been lactosing for longer, so your stomachs are a bit better with it.
Tolerance
exactly
is a genetic mutation. As a standard human being is intolerant to lactose.
Well, this is what these kind of British, Brexit people were saying. They're like, we're drinking our goddamn milk like the true Brits we are, and look at my stomach. I can run a marathon.
I couldn't run a marathon. With or without milk. That's just that's cigarettes in it.
That's part of the problem. All right. Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming down. Where can people find you? You're at Edinburgh this year, right?
I'm at Edinburgh this year. I'll be at the Pleasance Courtyard, 3:15 every day. It's called Class 2. Class 2?
Yep. Why is it called Class 2?
It's about my childhood and things that happened when I was in Class 2.
What is that? Is that year 2?
Yeah, pretty much.
How old's Class 2?
Like 6.
Oh, no, that's not year 2 at all. Year 2 is when you're like 8?
Oh, year 2 is... No.
What's the schooling thing here? Is it kindergarten?
Reception.
Reception?
Yeah.
What?
Reception.
Yeah.
We're not German, you see, so why would we say child garden in German and call that a school year? We're not fucking idiots.
Okay. We get it.
Reception.
You won the war.
Reception, where you are met. You are met at a reception of a hotel, and you're met into education in reception.
So what is that? What age is that? Like,
so you in the school year that you were in reception, you turn 5.
Okay, so that's ours is called kindergarten. Yeah, that's the equivalent.
Then year 1,
and then
year 2,
year
3, year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, year 9, year 10, year 11, year 12/lower 6th, year 13/upper 6th.
So like, when do you go into high school?
Year 7.
Year 7? Okay, so that's the same as us, yeah. And then is there 2 high schools? Is there like...
some places do middle school and high school, but most places just do secondary school, year 7 to year 11.
Right, and then...
Sixth form.
Sixth form's its own school?
Can be. My school had a sixth form, not all schools do. Some people at my school went to a sixth form college.
Right, so that's like kind of they separate it out. Is it sixth form college for more like kind of technical stuff?
50-50, I think.
Okay.
I think if you want to do technical stuff, you would go to the sixth form college.
But you could still do like history and shit if you wanted.
Yeah, you could do like A-levels.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I always like a good school system. Because you just assume they're the same. Like, I think everybody...
Ours are very similar. The American one is fucked.
What do you mean?
Like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
Yeah.
Sophomore, like, do you like kindergarten?
Okay, sure.
I've heard the word kindergarten in other contexts, reception in other contexts, junior, freshman, sort of. I've never heard the word sophomore anywhere outside of the American schooling system.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And it's not an American word. Like, American's not a language. Where the fuck does the word sophomore come from? Where have they stolen it from?
Where does the word sophomore come from?
There you go, and that's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, jerk-offs, fucking right in. Sophomore, do you know? I don't know. It sounds Greek. But I'm thinking maybe Sophocles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, class 2, Pleasance Courtyard.
3:15 every day, apart from the
social
12.
media.
At Will Duggan on Twitter. At Will_Doug on Instagram. WILLDUGGAN.
Nailed it.
07590 040 920. That's my phone number.
Please text him photos of you drinking milk.
Thank you.
And the way that we end the podcast, all we have to do is say cheers, mate, in your best Australian Antipodean way.
Cheers, mate.
Fucking crushed it. All right, Will Duggan, pleasure. Vision that was lacking due attention. Whoa, whoa. Cast out with the lepers to a valley that's sequestered. Whoa, whoa. I am so that I can't stand. I have spun all that's touched mine. All right, that was my chat with Will Duggan, super lovely man from the Midlands. I like learning the Midlands. They want to be a part of the North or a part of the South, but both the North and the South don't want them. I think that's quite fun. I enjoy a bit of bullying, especially if it's geographic in nature and doesn't amount to anything weird. Definitely get around that. And also the tradition of punching the mayor. What? Like, if you're the mayor of the town, you got to run through while all the citizens who voted for you beat you up. I don't know if this is like the kind of transparency that everyone's looking for in democracy, but damn, it really makes opinion polls look like a little pussy ass metric, you know? It's like, who cares about the opinion polls? I want the chance to punch the mayor, and if you've done a good job, maybe I'll go soft, you know? Man, these English traditions, they don't change them. I think that's the beauty of it. Like racing the cheese down the hill where everyone like breaks their arms and shit. It's just been going on so long that you just kind of, it's been fine. Let's just let it keep happening, even though it's so anachronistic to anything contemporary. Just let it happen. Anachronistic. Jesus Christ, that's a long word. I've spent too much time here. Anyway, thank you for listening. As always, jerk-offs. Do you like being called jerk-offs? Please tell me. At the Union Jackoff on Twitter. Get in touch. I love hearing from you. I'll always give you a little shout out if you want one. And thank you for the people who have been reviewing us on iTunes. We've got a bunch more reviews over the last couple of weeks, which is great. But if you are a regular listener, please do keep getting involved. It does help. It makes us look good to the outsiders. It gets us new listeners and all that great stuff. All right, that was my chat with Will Duggan. Go check him out at Edinburgh. Check me out at Edinburgh. Previews all over the place. They're all on my website, www.danielmuggleton.com. And now I will leave you for the weekend. Catch you soon. I'll be back. You'll be back. Jerk-offs, I love you. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.